incident right now.
Good evening. Thank y'all for being here. My name is Eli Reyes, E-L-Y-R-E-Y-E-S. I'm an Assistant Chief of Police with the Austin Police Department. And with me, I have Assistant City Manager Ray Ariano, as well as Assistant Chief Chris McElvain. Tonight at approximately 7 p.m., the Austin Police Department received a call that came through Travis County. The call was upgraded to a bomb hotshot call that occurred at the Goodwill in the 9800 block of Brodie Lane. APD officers responded to the scene. Upon the initial investigation, officers determined that a Goodwill employee had found a box that someone had dropped out that contained some items that employee didn't think the Goodwill wanted to have. He had passed that box off to another employee who was told to dispose of the box. That employee took the box around the corner, and upon looking inside of it, it had two small devices that were artillery simulators that looks like some type of military ordnance or some type of memento. The employee handled one of those devices, at which time it initiated, and the employee sustained an injury. That employee was transported to the hospital, and he is doing well, and he is recovering. Of course, as you can imagine, with all of the incidents that have been going around in the Austin area recently, we responded to this with our EOD team, along with our federal partners from the ATF and FBI, to investigate this, just as we did all of the rest of the incidents that occurred in the city, as an explosive device. After our investigation on scene, we did determine that this was not an explosive device. This incident is not related to any of the other incidents that we've had here in Austin. This was an old military type ordinance that initiated in this person's hand, and it did cause injury. There's no reason for us to believe that it is related to any of the other incidents that have occurred, and we're thankful that we got the response that we did. And we just want to reiterate to the community that if you see something suspicious, if you have a suspicious box, a suspicious package, that you continue to call 911. We are receiving a lot of calls about suspicious packages, and we want the community to continue to be vigilant and notify us of these packages as they come in. We will respond to every single one of these. We are fortunate that we are being aided by our federal partners, by other EOD units around the state and around the country that have come in to help with these calls. And we want everyone to know that if you see something, say something. We are in this together as a community. We want all of these incidents resolved, and we want them solved quickly, and we can do that together as a community with your help. With that, I can open up to any other questions about this incident here on Brodie Lane tonight.
What happened with the car on fire on Slaughter?
Will anyone face charges for this?
That's going to be part of the investigation. We will be reviewing the video footage at the Goodwill to determine who dropped the device off, if we can identify that person.
What happened to the car on fire on Slaughter?
Was it some type of flare?
There was a vehicle that did catch on fire there. It was not related to any other incident. It was a mechanical failure.
Could this be an attempt at a copycat?
We have no reason to believe that this is an attempt at a copycat.
The Attorney General tonight indicated that he believed from his sources that this was connected, and said that on national television.
I can't comment on what the Attorney General said.
Does it seem like this was malicious, like they meant to harm someone, or they did not mean to harm someone?
That'll be part of the investigation, but I will let you know that a lot of times these military type mementos are found by family members, and do not know how to dispose of these devices. So if you have a family member, or you have something that you find in a garage that looks like a military device or a memento, please call 911 and we will send someone out to inspect it. And we have the equipment and we have the capability to dispose of these devices properly.
So, Chief, you know who left the box?
We do not know who left the box.
Chief, did you go ahead and give us the rundown
could you give us the rundown at this point about how many devices, how many have detonated, what the connected devices are?
I'm not going to discuss any of the other devices that we're investigating right now.
Do you think they used a trail to get away?
Can we say what the military devices actually were?
Yeah.
These were about approximately 6 inches in length, almost like a 40 millimeter type artillery simulator device.
Last question.
Flare of some sort? Is it some sort of military flare, military momentum?
It was an artillery simulator.
Thank you.
Do you know what
Thank
the
you.
image was? I mean, was it old or no?
No comment on the use of a trail?